Did I just...
Let's give him work day. Wait, do you just hit here? I know you're lying. Wait, say stream off. Oh, it's live.
Well, you learn something.
You learn something every day. Hey, everybody. Okay. You get a view. You get a view. You get a view. Everybody gets a view. What's up, everybody? It is Culture and Counts podcast co-host. I am Coach Paris.
I am Coach T.
And we are actually going live on about 5 or 6 devices at the same time because clearly this is what we got. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we are live on TikTok twice, Facebook twice, and Twitch. Okay. So go follow us on Twitch, Culture and Counts Podcast. Mm-hmm. We do have a TikTok and an Instagram specifically for Culture and Counts Podcast, but y'all know you have to have so many followers. Get your weight up a little bit before we can get to that point. Mm-hmm. So we're building. So hopefully soon we'll be able to go live on Culture Counts Podcast. Same for the YouTubes. I would love to go live on YouTube, and then we wouldn't even have to do it.
I know, right?
Right?
We're going to get there, though.
We're going to get there. So thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Today is a work day because let me tell y'all, as a content creator, I vlogged on Sunday. I don't know where to put that content because all my devices are filled and Max, okay? And baby, Apple not getting another dollar out of me.
Cause listen,
not another $8, okay? So I have to wait to put that footage, take the footage off the SD card, put it on. Baby, that's the only bad part about being a content creator.
Where's the storage going?
Where's the storage going? Okay, so that's why we chose to go a different route with today's podcast. This podcast will still be posted on YouTube because that's the one place we're not live right now. Mm-hmm. Is on YouTube, and we just thought it would be beneficial if we did a live on YouTube. It needs to be on our page, not our separate accounts. So if y'all have not gone and over to YouTube, go subscribe to Culture and Counts podcast because in real life we them girls.
Correct. And if you don't know, now you know.
Baby.
Yo, it's hot.
So, it's always hot for her. Always.
I hate being hot, y'all. I hate being hot. I feel like I'm just sweating from the inside out.
You need inside out,
y'all. No, seriously, I feel like the sweat is happening and then it's just like, never mind.
Last time we said she was freezing.
I know, but today...
Had the heat on sky.
Oh, God, but the thermostat ain't even working up in here.
It's not. I do have to agree with her on that.
At all.
Now, normally, wherever we at, the thermostat's working. So, y'all, to do our podcast, we have different locations where we can go and, sit for about 2 hours to record or whatever the case may be, which is great. However, they all have, like, a thermometer in here, and you can turn the temperature up or down. This one is not working.
It ain't working.
Because every other one we've been in, it worked.
Whew, shout. You would have thought that I was just in here learning boots on the ground or something.
Yeah.
I'm hot. Okay, D-Day, make that money, don't make it cute. Talk about it.
So, on today's podcast, we're not talking about anything. We just want to see what's cooking and what's going on with y'all. Are we talking about stuff? Yes, we are. Because it was something that she said that she triggered me that we could talk about, and which is not on our list of topics. We probably could go more in detail next season with this topic. But we was talking about sibling rivalry. So if you got more than one parent, more than one parent. I hope you got more than one parent. Jesus.
I hope so too.
If you have more than one parent,
sibling.
If you have more than one sibling, and if not all of them, but majority of them are athletes, is there a sibling rivalry in that aspect? As in, like, oh, I'm better than you at that. Especially if y'all play the same things. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. You better, type of vibe. And so, me and my sister cousins, we all were athletes. Like we wouldn't. The reason why.
And don't you start cutting them over here.
I could say don't start cutting them over there.
Get your life together.
Get your life together. When our sister cousins were athletes, I was in a marching band. Like that's not being athletic. I was in a marching band very similar to an HBCU, so it was high stepping, it was dance breaking, it was running it in and off the field. You have to memorize your music. There was no little stand with your music on it. The list goes on. And so that, as well as dance, as well as so many other things, cheer, that we did, but it was never a rivalry. We all wanted to do the same things.
We got a comment that said his siblings didn't want no smoke with him. You feel me?
See, I'm telling you, that same rivalry is crazy. And so I have a son and 2 daughters, and they don't really have, well, my older son didn't really do sports, but my 2 daughters do. There's no real sibling rivalry because they're so far apart in age that they on different time spans.
That's definitely the same with me and my siblings so far.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So it wasn't no rivalry. But my brother, the middle brother, Show just tried me the other day talking about he the real dancer of the family. If you know,
it's always one.
If you know, you know.
Who never took up that actual sport and you did and be like, oh, y'all could do that in my sleep. Could you? Could you really?
Could you though?
Could you?
Now you got basketball on locks, okay? I give you that.
Gotta give you the flowers, right? Yeah.
But dancing?
Nah.
Maybe.
Nah.
I'm glad you're looking up to me, little bro. Hope you watching somewhere. Send it to him.
Is y'all trying out for y'all teams for the fall yet? Is y'all trying out?
Cause we're done.
Yeah, baby. Well, I'm not. I start next month. However, my team is pretty much sold up. So anybody that's coming in is gonna have to be dramatically amazing for me to add them to the team.
Interesting. Yeah, we about to actually roll into practice here soon. I'm just
that's true. Ooh, you know
the days. I'm yes and no. I'm ready for it. It's still little tweaking, little things that I need to change and add and all that stuff, but to actually be around them, I'm ready for that.
So that's always my favorite. You probably see my girls. It's the stump and drive. It's gonna be the issue for sure.
You talking about the drill?
Yeah. It's gonna be the issue for sure. It's gonna be an issue for sure. Now we are also in the football season of cheer, as in Hereford High School, as well as the little league aspect, 5 year to 8th grade, 5 years old to 8th grade. And when I tell you that stuff and drive, we're gonna have them hanging out to dry in the beginning.
And this is the thing for me because
there she go.
I'm here for it because y'all gonna complain, but guess what? I'm not feeding into the complaining this year. It's given very much. Oh, you can hit the line. You can hit them burpees, or you can go home. Either one works for me.
Yeah, I heard from your kids and teacher.
Okay, any one of those works for me because at the end of the day, you tried out to be here. Nobody begged you to be here.
Come on,
you wanted to be here,
and you paid for it.
You paid for it. No refunds, no exchanges. Okay, you paid to be here, and so I had my parent. I had the parent meeting a week ago today. I think today's Wednesday. Yes, a week ago today for the football cheer, and I made it very, very, very clear on y'all signed up to cheer outside. Correct.
Football's outside.
Correct.
Y'all signed up to cheer outside, and so don't the moment you say it's hot.
It's gonna be a problem. Now let me reset though, because what's crazy is last year. So she just said you signed up to be outside, right? I think I forgot about that part.
I was about to say, did you not sign up to be outside?
So when it was time for the games, I was like, oh God, I don't hate the outside, but I know it's crazy. It's crazy. But I had all the things ready and prepared. Okay. Meaning I had to have I was ready for any type of weather. And you know, at some certain point of football season, you'll get hot when the sun is out, and then it'll be a little cold.
Yeah.
So I had my chair.
Okay.
I had my blanket.
Okay.
I had my portable fan.
Okay. Yeah.
I had my umbrella.
Okay.
Because of the sun.
Okay.
Also prepare for the rain, but those are my key things that I had to have. So when the kids always talk about me,
if anything, if I gotta be out here, I'm gonna be comfortable.
No, so I agree on that. Last year, I went into being the head coach for CU Mustang cheer. Baby, I ain't come with a chair, a tent, a cooler. Baby, I came looking cute. I mean, it's always gonna serve.
Correct.
But I came with nothing. But do you know what I've been doing over this last year? Baby, as soon as I sale, I see, is that a tent?
For sure.
60% off? Let me go ahead and grab it.
Yeah, get that. And now one thing I will say, I wasn't prepared for basketball season. Even though you went inside. You wanna know what I want?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get you a good cushion.
Oh my God.
You gotta get you a good cushion and the back. You gotta get the one with the back.
Correct. And I'll get one. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Come in ready, prepared. We're not having no
You know what? I need to do that, so I need to get one too. Because I actually normally stand the entire time because they like to hee hell on the line. See, you just sit back and you expect them to perform.
Correct.
And they like to hee hell. And I have to walk through the two lines. I have to walk through, because you know it's front, back. You know, we in windows. And y'all shut y'all. We is out here acting up on my court.
Yo. Now, I will say, I was walking the lines, but it was for content purposes.
Okay.
Now, one thing we did last year that I will not be doing this year, okay? I let them get mic'd up.
I'm doing mine. I don't care.
I'm not. You want to know why I'm not?
I'm
Great
doing
idea. Great idea. I don't want to sit and watch this footage like it's a movie to edit it.
Well, you got the one who look. I'm not gonna say I love to edit, but I'm gonna edit it, baby, because that's gonna be hilarious.
It is gonna be hilarious, and maybe I'll try again and have a different system. But maybe,
or you could just on that particular day just call me in. We'll figure it out.
Okay, cause listen, overwhelmed.
Somebody asked me today. Was it today? Somebody asked me. I guess they knew I worked with you. I can't remember. Oh, this just happened before I got with you, and they was like, "Oh, what do you do at Urban High School?" I was like, "Oh, well, at times I do assist. Make sure I'm not talking that I'm in the front, because I don't want that either. I assist the Urban High School cheer coach.
Very helpful.
Assist. Oh, no, be like, oh, you trying to take over? Girl, no. Let's go. I got enough on my plate. It's giving Thanksgiving. Platters. Okay? So, I was like, I assist at times.
Correct.
With Urbana High School, as I'm the head coach for Urbana Middle School. And actually it was yesterday too. Somebody asked yesterday, but somebody asked today too. And it was like, oh, okay, you do a lot. It was this morning at swimming. There we go. That's what it was. I couldn't even think of it. It was at swimming. So she was like, oh, so are you the coach there too? No, ma'am.
I assist.
I assist. I pitch in where I can, because it always takes a village. You know, let's say if she got, how many girls did you have? How many athletes did you have for basketball season in total?
I started with 30.
Okay, so 30 girls, right? 30 girls and possibly 2 coaches. That's a lot of people, right? Let's just say everybody stays, everybody's getting the grades and all that. That's a lot of people. So she had 30. She has an assistant coach as well. I have 45 in the beginning, like, you know, and it's just me. So what I do know is that we...
What?
There's a lot.
It is a lot.
So I wouldn't put myself in a predicament and be like, oh yeah, I got 30 more athletes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, we do have additional with CIYFL.
That's 25. Additional 25.
And different, for me, a completely different age group.
Yeah. Yeah. I only have a majority of my JV though is 5th grade.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
I have a few middle, like a few, 3. I'm talking that's like 6th, 7th, 8th. 3. Everybody's in 5th grade.
Yeah. So yeah. Going from little kids.
Oh no, I got 4.
To the high school in the same summer.
Baby, that's a skill.
Oh,
okay.
Everybody don't got.
Y'all talking about masking? If y'all do not know what masking is, that it's a part of like mental health. Some people have ADHD and they turn it on so that they can get through what they need to get through it and get back to themselves. But we talking about where I have to lay it on thick because I am used to it being older children, right? So when I'm in my middle schoolers are a bit mature, okay. I'm not gonna say they're like they're immature, but I mean like they're mature, like they handle their own. Clearly, on the you can see it on the court when we battle. They're not looked at as little girls. So, or when we cheer, they're not looked at as little girls. I don't want to always just go towards that one, but they're mature, you know. However, going from that to fifth graders.
Going from that to second graders.
So that in my ministry, this is why I thank God for Coach Corey. Because that in my ministry.
Thank God for Coach Corey. I don't understand.
Shout out to Coach Corey.
Shout out to Coach Corey.
Because baby, I don't got it. I'm saying there's nothing in me that got it at all. I promise y'all, G, I don't got it. I don't got it. So don't ask me to have it. There's nothing I can do with smaller children. And not saying that I wouldn't coach them. I'm the director. However, littler, smaller athletes, you have to. But some people can't deal with the older. This, you know what I mean? Teachers, like I would never do high school.
That's my man.
Teacher, be a high school teacher. But my daughter's kindergarten teacher, a guy, he was like, I wouldn't do higher than the second grade. And I was like, for real?
Whoa.
He was like, listen, is it a lot of work? I'm not gonna front. He said, but they want to. Majority of the time, you're gonna get 90% who want to be at school every day.
I agree with that.
And so he was like, and that's his thing. Like he can't mentally deal with the aspect of you barely even want to be here.
I would rather take the smart mouth kid than the whining kid that I can't stop. Because with the smart mouth kid, I'm gonna get smart with you.
Yeah.
We gonna go back and forth.
Yeah. We gonna.
The whining kid, the little you trying to figure out what the problem is, and all I want to tell you is shut up.
Someone tells me this one particular girl. I don't know if she's in the class but in the grade. Oh, she always crying. I said, so. She was like, what? She is.
To know Summer, y'all.
And then when the girl don't cry, she was like, guess what? She did not cry today. I said,
Summer is sick of that little girl crying.
no, she is. She is.
I used to have a dancer come, and her mom was trying to get her to be involved in dance when I had a mini team. And when I tell you, a little girl cried every time she came in that thing. And shout out to Coach Omni. If you're watching, anybody know Coach Omni? Shout out to her, good baby. We wouldn't have a mini team without Coach Omni because Coach C can't handle that. Can't handle it.
You think Jay gonna be able to handle it?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not saying she's gonna handle the team because every inkling that but I'm talking about like because that's the aspect.
It is.
You may have a whining 5-year-old, but you also may have a whining 8-year-old too.
You got that right.
9-year-old.
You got that right. Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
You think she okay? Because I would be sliding down the wall.
Yeah.
Sliding down the wall. Like when I tell you sliding down from the top to the bottom, and I ain't even that tall.
It's a no for me.
I would be sliding down the wall mainly because of the communication as like not being able to communicate your feelings. This is why I always tell people I'll be pregnant every day of the week over
what?
toddler stage. Baby, I'll take the late nights, the no sleeping nights, and you only sleep for every 2 hours over the toddler stage. Oh, yeah.
Now, I will say this about the little ones. When it comes to, I'll say this. I can handle them at a certain point.
Okay.
Not the whole time.
Okay.
And I think coaches have to understand what their strengths are with their athletes and what your weaknesses are. So it's not that I wouldn't coach little kids, because I've done it, I'll do it. But at the same time, I also know that that's a weakness for me and for my mental health. I need to be the overseer of the little ones.
You heard what she said. For her mental health. And mine's too. Mine's too, baby. There's nothing as much as now here's the thing, I can deal with, and this may be cliche, my own, right? I can deal with my sister cousins, kids, they got littles about the same age as Summer, which is 7. I can deal with them because I don't even gotta look up and they already know what's going on. However, now you know what? I got a homegirl. She has 2 littles. I can deal with them because the little one that just turned 3 last year, she about to be 4, but she's been able to communicate effectively since she was 2 years old, right? I can deal with that.
Well,
I'll be the first one to drop them off. Come on in here.
my guys know like that when he was little, and it's because, and I wonder if parents do this. Me and my best friend purposely talked to her son, my godson, like he was grown. Like that's how we talked to him. It wasn't like oh, Elijah. It was regular.
What about your goddaughter? Did y'all do the same? Was she able to communicate like that?
Well, my goddaughter was young. All she did was cry.
Oh, she's the one.
She was a crier.
Hey.
Yeah, she was a crier. But you don't want to hear that now, but baby, girl, if you're watching, you was a crier and you know it. All she did was cry.
Not too much. Who's the follower?
It's probably Jarvis. Jarvis is the follower. I only have one follower on here.
Okay.
So I'm assuming he's the viewer. But I don't know how to look at comments.
I'm sorry. Hide the chat. Where's the chat at?
The chat ain't even hidden. That's wild. So chat. Maybe just because ain't nobody typed in it yet. Maybe that's why I can't see it.
Then how would you even?
I don't
you know
know.
what?
I don't know. No, big dog.
Maybe the way that front camera looks on that
looks
thing
nice.
is nasty. Let me call my mom when I get off here. I just said I need to. It's Crystal. That's 16 Pro Max. Nasty.
She's nice.
Yeah, she is. She is. So y'all, we are. First of all, we want to do a podcast for a minute. Now, just so happened we ended up meeting years ago, almost 2 years ago now, and then ended up working with each other on a whole I just so happened became not just so happened, but I became the coach. She's also a coach in high school, so on and so forth. We'll do our life story later. However, we just kind of meshed. Now I posted one of our TikTok, reels on Facebook, and someone was like,
"You posted one?"
Not the new one, not that one yet, because that's for next week. Yeah, when we go. Yeah, so we really do this. When I say we really do the content thing the long way, we really do the content thing. And so Sunday we had registration for the COFL. Shout out to everybody that came to the registration. That didn't give us no issues, no nothing, baby. Y'all did y'all big one.
Y'all did.
And the uniforms have been bought. The warm-ups have been bought. Pom-poms have been bought. Bags have been bought.
Y'all with a real team. Period.
Okay. And to be in a place where we could just make decisions like that is amazing, because once you see what you're going to get, just outside of the cheering portion, you're going to see that, okay, this is, they're really being about what they said they're going to be about. And we in the midst of getting all the stuff for the fundraisers and all that stuff for the car wash was our first fundraiser, but we end up going to another event after the registration. So in the midst of that, we decided to do some content, because we were like, we need to do content together to just kind of woo. That was live, and it would only take us like 15 minutes. We did 3 videos and took pictures. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how you really know, you really in the thick of it for real, because we really just got. I think the first video we did maybe 3 times. The second one we did maybe twice. The last one was boom, boom, boom. Right?
Take one.
The pictures was raw G. Raw, and they're unedited. So I was gonna edit them, but I was like, no, I'm gonna see. Them jokers is raw.
Yeah.
And baby,
I wanna say this. I don't know how long Paris has been unintentionally looking for a right hand, okay? But I have been for a while now. And
So it's interesting you said it, because I've had opportunities to do a podcast with other people. And what I did after so long, I was just like, you know what? I got a lot going on right now. I didn't have nothing additional going on to really stop it. But I just cut it off. Right? It just didn't, after, to me, I call it discernment. Right? I was like, God lets you know, baby, that ain't it. You don't need to have that. And so it ain't like that. It ain't like that for you.
No. It's very smooth. We have our communication is very well, good and bad. We can tell each other if we feel like, oh, I don't know about that one.
But also, I think we are in a place, both of us are in a place where we understand what it's like to be rah, but somebody rah at you. And not saying we sugarcoat nothing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a way to address a person about some situations and needs that need to either possibly change or happen.
I agree with that.
And so I think we both understand that, right? We also both in a place where we were doing something for so long and just kind of walked away from that. So I know you were coaching, I was in corporate, and I chose to walk away, right? At the height of making the most money I've ever made and, you know, all that, but I needed to get myself in order.
Yeah. And I was walking away from dance team, dance studio, learning how to rebrand myself, get myself back out there in a way that capitalize on what my original why was in the first place.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can confidently say that we both stumbled upon these coaching positions.
Yeah, we did.
Because I was ready to move and get up out.
She showed up. So y'all, when she told me that, I was like,
wanted to go, ready to go. However,
she had plans. She was like the summer was gonna be. That was gonna be it. Like when school got out, and she was by the end of the summer, she was gonna be in a whole nother state, place, everything.
Time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really hard when you are, when you understand that you are walking a path that's not what you want to do, but what God wants you to do. And I just really had to obey.
Yeah, you have
be
to be
obedient.
You have to get down and lay down. You know, y'all know I say that all the time. And so y'all know when it comes to men upstairs, when it comes to God and your walk, your purpose, right, the reasoning. You know, God has you doing what you're doing. You gonna do it regardless. So you gonna do it the hard way, where possibly she could have went where she was gonna go in another time zone and do all that, and she would have hit her head real hard, would have been a bruise. It could have broke the skin a little bit, or she could have just said, you know what, I'm gonna go on here and do what you told me to do. And you know, and y'all know doing what we told to do never feels good. It's never what we want to do. It's never. From a person who's a parent to a person who was a child. I ain't never want to do what I was supposed to do. But you know that is the right thing to do. But then when you do it, even though you don't want to do it, you know, like, it's a sense of peace, sense of relief that, like, okay, I know I gotta do this.
Yeah. So
it ain't no like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Yeah. And I feel like if you go into it like that, like, fine, I'm just gonna do it, nothing really is gonna come out of
Nothing
that.
gonna come out.
Like, you really gotta.
That's just as bad as hitting your head.
Correct.
It's better if you would have just left.
Correct.
And then the mess and the drama, and then, or whatever would have happened, and then came back, regardless if it had been 2 years, 2 months, 20 years, you would have still have to come back and start from where you
where I left at.
Where you left at. You like, I'm back to doing the same thing. Yeah, 20 years later, boo-boo.
Correct.
Bookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and just followed what God had for me.
I didn't want to move back, baby. When I left Champaign in 2014, baby, I was like, I ain't never coming back here.
And sis is right here with me. Because God said,
baby, I wanted to buy a house, and I should say my husband we were ready to buy a house, and baby, this was it. This was the house. I was just like, we going back to the Midwest? However, when I got here, it was immediately, I was like, this is where I was supposed to be at. And even still, up until probably about 2 years ago, I was hating. I wanted to leave. I wanted to sell the house, and I wanted to move. However, 2 years ago, right when I started doing, my youngest daughter went to kindergarten, I started doing social media for others. I started, or like on a high level, and then it just kind of went from it, and that's how I met her. So I met her through somebody else who she didn't barely know.
Correct.
Who she barely knew. Not saying like that person was a bad person. I'm saying like I was with them doing social media, or working with them doing social media, and then she needed somebody for her class that had certain requirements or certain entities to them. So I came with them to come to her class. I never had seen her before ever day in my life. I had never even been to Urbana, honestly.
Now, mind you, even up to that, the person that she was with, I didn't even know Paris was coming, which I wasn't upset about. More the merrier, okay? My students just get what they get. Pour into them, please. But that was like her coming in. It was like, oh, well, I brought my social media person. Her name is Paris. Hey, Paris, I'm Tierra.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was like, okay, I want her to come back. Because then I started teaching social media marketing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got to bring her back because she's a professional. Like,
and I came back, I think altogether maybe 4 times. I think I did one each semester. I think I'm not sure.
I can't remember either. I know for sure you came in entrepreneur class twice with her.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Yes.
I think we did 3 because you came then by yourself for social media.
Correct.
Yes.
And then I also came in the fall of 2024.
That was social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was social media.
So, and then I did the one in January this past year, but I wasn't specifically your class. That was just across the board.
Oh, yeah. 4
At the
times.
school.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been 4 times over the last 4 years. When I came that third, didn't I come with her twice to you?
You came with her twice, though, for entrepreneurship.
Oh, and then the third time was the time when
Yes.
So when I came the third time to talk to your social media class, correct?
Yes.
Social media market class, it literally was the day before one of the, I guess you want to call them legends here, who high-level sport, athletic, or whatever, went live asking about a cheer coach, right? For the school I'm the coach for. However, I had got the job, but my background stuff hadn't passed yet, so I couldn't tell nobody that I had got the job.
And didn't say nothing.
And I didn't say anything. My name was tagged in it because at this point, I'm still doing the CLYFL. My name was tagged about 15 times. Now, I'm not even friends with this person, but they're tagging me because my page is open. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, I go through. And then I don't even see the live when it's happening. I see the live like hours. I think I see the live right before I came to see you. That's why I brought it up. And then she said, she was like, doing this, I really wish a lot of I had more athletes that came to the high school that had some skills in middle school, even elementary school, because it's not as hard to train them. And so it can be very difficult to train a 14 and 15-year-old to be a cheerleader, and they've never done any of this before.
Like starting from a front row in a cartwheel.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong if you don't have those skills. However, those skills normally are taught and learned when you itty bitty. When you can literally tuck your head under your and then roll over. Right? So she was talking about it. However, was that in September or October?
It was September.
That was September. So I think that was right before October. So it was right before your birthday. I'm pretty sure it was the end of September. Right before your birthday. I can actually look at it, but we on the phone that I'm normally looking at my notes. But I just got the okay. And I said, well, you was like, dang, the middle school had a coach. And I was like, well, they do got a coach. And she was like, well, I was like, I'm a coach. She was like, you got the job? I was like, I got the job. I just couldn't say nothing until that. She was like, oh my God.
Now, mind you, I do remember. She done went through the whole class.
I did.
She done talked to the kids, all the things. I feel like I said some of this cheer stuff before the end of the period. Never did she insinuate, show a sign, anything. And then she tells me that. For those that know me, y'all know I'm very dramatic. So I was very much
she was like, oh my God. Yes, oh my God. And I was like, so we clearly rejoiced off,
Okay.
We rejoiced off that. And so that just kind of even, I don't want to say thicken the bond. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but just like grown the relationship since then. Being that we right there, literally that day, we decided we're going to start a feeder program. Not saying you automatically make her team, baby. That's I'm never saying it. Because baby, I don't care if you did come from my team. Baby, if you don't got it, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna tell the coach, baby, she'll got it. Don't choose her.
Correct.
I don't care if you was on my team. I don't care if I had you for 3 years straight, and I've helped create the monster in you when it comes to athletics. Baby, if you come in there and you don't do what you say I know you can do, this may not be your season, Bookie.
And that's okay.
And so the prime example is there was somebody who did not come to tryouts that was from my team, and I told her. I said, she gonna go out there and learn her thing. Then miss a beat. She did.
Okay, no, back up. I figured that's what you was talking about. Baby girl didn't come to none of the clinics.
None of the clinics.
Okay, none of them.
And it was 3.
Yes. We had 2 on one day, and then a morning of the tryout, and then the night of the tryout. So it went morning on Tuesday, afternoon Tuesday. Morning on Thursday, she didn't come to those. Afternoon Thursday, she come in, and I'm talking to her, I'm like, you know they're about to try out. I'm talking to the athlete at this point. She was like, yeah. I said, did you learn it? And she was like, no, I'm about to now.
That's exactly what she said.
Mind you, I look at the time. Like, I said, they only got 15 minutes. She was like, yeah, that's okay. All right. Let her go about her business. Paris says, oh, she's finna learn.
And she's not even just gonna learn it. She's gonna learn the words. She's gonna move. She's gonna execute at a high level. Baby girl came in and ate
8
down.
Do you understand me?
And so when she left, I was just like, so she, Coach T is in the middle, and we got the assistant coach. Shout out to the assistant coach. And so, assistant coach over there, and get to assistant coach like, I don't remember seeing her. I was like, cause you didn't. She didn't show up. She was like, so she didn't come to we was like, no.
Now, mind you, okay, I didn't make it mandatory for any of my clinic days.
Yeah, that's true.
And she was not the only athlete that showed up that day.
Mm-hmm.
But out of the 5, she was the only one who could she set the standard because and she went after those people, right? She
was like the second to the last one.
Yeah. So when they came in, the ones who wasn't there also, and they was trying to do the things right. I'm looking like, I love the effort. I always tell my athletes, I'm looking for effort first. Like, I can't do nothing with you if you ain't trying.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the effort. They gave effort, but it wasn't, up to par what we needed for a varsity team. When baby girl came up,
yeah, she was the second to the last. She was like number.
She was.
It was 3 after her,
Yep.
so she was like the 4th to the last.
Yep, she really was.
And we talking about what? Was it 70?
70 what?
How many people was it? It was 70. Wasn't it 70? No, it was 50. It was a lot. We had a lot.
No, I feel like we had about like 35.
Girl, no, we didn't.
Yes, we did. We didn't have that many.
Yes, we did. Because she was like 33.
Mm-hmm.
She was. Mm-hmm. You're right. Mm-hmm. What do I know? Tell me these numbers. She was like 72. No, 79. Don't you?
She was 101. What?
She had that many people? No, man, we didn't. She was like 30. She was like 32 or 33 on the list. She's right. She's right. I don't remember exactly, but she was like 32, 33 on the list, and we only had about 35, 36.
That is natural born talent that you can't teach. You can enhance and continue to grow that athlete because clearly it's in them and not on them. But maybe when she did that,
I'm talking about, and we talking about somebody who ain't practiced their toe touches in 2 months.
Correct, because their season had over.
Our season was over in the end of February. I'm talking about like when I say eats. I'm talking about like came there and showed, and all I could do. And it, again, am I proud? Absolutely true. However, because I was her coach. However, I was her coach for only like what 6 months. That talent was already there, right? And as coaching compliance, I just helped cultivate it.
Correct.
I just gave her or added to what she had. I didn't teach her nothing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say like teach her the actual skill.
Correct.
But she already had the talent. She just needed to shape it up a little bit. And even then, even without my shaping, she still could have made it personally. She still could have made it. Even if she was a bit more rougher on the edges or missed a word or two or whatever, she still could have made it.
Toe touch. It's not just high.
Yeah, it's like
form.
This. Yeah, the form is crazy.
Oh my God.
However, this year, the 8th grader she's gonna try for my team that's going to the high school.
Yeah, those 8th graders that I just got, I knew was gonna be T. But those 7th graders that are now gonna be 8th graders, see.
Good God.
Oh my God.
This is why the feeder program. So if you do not know, our schools are literally on the same property. So it's technically about 10 to 12 block radius is like the entire property, right? So it's a lot. It's a lot of space. However, creating this allows for our athletes to look for something more, right? To know that for example, the one that you asked, what grade you in? So it's one that she actually graded in, but she's still in a younger age or whatever. And so to be in that, she could be in a high level athlete specifically for cheer for 7 years is crazy.
Correct.
Before 2024, our athletes didn't have that.
No.
Our athletes didn't have that. The athletes that was in our school district did not have the opportunity to cheer at a high level where expectations were set and they can perform that and then continue on, right? So it's nice that, yes, I help cultivate it, but when you get to 9th grade, you don't get that and some. So that's okay, I'm good. Like, I'm a good coach. I ain't gonna front. Yes, I'm gonna pat my own stuff on the back.
Right.
Okay, because the bar was definitely are giving. However, to then send them on their way and that they're going to take that, so their talent, plus my coaching or cultivating, and then she's going to be able to just really like make that blossom is, it literally gives me chills because it's like,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
It's just really beautiful to know that the hard work that we are putting in will definitely pay off. And I think one of my biggest goals is I did not come from a cheer background, never cheered before ever in my life, and my first coaching job as a cheer coach was at a middle school level. But what they seen in me was how I coached. So my goal, knowing that I was never a cheerleader, I was a dancer, I want to provide my athletes who are predominantly black the opportunity to understand and learn what stomach shake is with a mixture of traditional cheer, so that way they have choices on where they want to go. Like when I first started this program, none of my athletes wanted to go to college and cheer. None of them. They were looking at this like a hobby. At the end of the season, I had a cheerleader come up to me who was now about to be a senior, and they were like, "Coach, do you think I can make D1?" Respectfully, the answer was no. Not because the athlete is not amazing, because she's top tier, okay?
No, like,
top tier. However, we aren't working on those D1 skills to get you to where you want to be. It's not that I'm telling you never to try, because you should. But if that is, so I said that to her, and I was like, you literally just said to me last season, that's not something that I'm interested in.
And now
you are. And she was like, yeah, because I was like since both seasons, football and basketball, they did both. They said their eyes was open, which was a goal of mine. So I want to continue to do that.
Now, and baby, fight me, catch me outside. What I'm about to say. Okay. Now, this is her first year with these athletes.
Yes.
She never coached not one of these athletes before.
Not on cheer.
Okay, that's the sport. We're not cheering and dancing. We're not. This is cheer. Okay, and to go from 4 months ago, 5 months ago, it's I just like being a cheerleader, to now, this is really what I want to do. This is what I want to do.
So now we gotta make it happen.
And now we gotta make it happen. Here's the thing: this young lady that we're talking about, this athlete, she's one of my favorites. And you're not supposed to have a favorite. Judge your mama, not me, because I don't care about none of that. Okay.
She said.
And she's one of my favorites. However, I'm bad with names, so I don't know a lot of the athletes as well. So gotta take that. But her name is, I can remember, or I can remember. I'll give it a right nickname. So the nickname I gave, I can remember. But she definitely can do it. Like, she can do it.
She can.
She can absolutely do it. One of my clients is a ex or former cheerleader. Her family has 2 gyms in Atlanta. And they're all-star elite, high-level, predominantly African-American cheer gym. And she and her siblings all cheered their entire lives. And her and all her siblings also got full ride scholarships to college. And that's how she got herself to college to then go get her master's. And now she is an eye doctor. And, like, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. And so I had her come and speak with my athletes about it, because they didn't know that this is the thing. Like, she's a black woman, married to a black man, and she did the things, right? And this does not discredit any other culture, because do your big one. I'm here for it. I just know what it's like being a person, a black woman, a black girl, a black teenager. And the reality is, we're just not giving the same. We're not giving the same lanes. This is reality.
And then I also think too, on top of that, like, we are in the Midwest. So in the Midwest, you are not. When I was growing up, it was not a big thing that you heavily knew about HBCU culture.
No, you didn't.
So coming from a HBCU, the illustrious Clark Atlanta University.
Plug.
Okay. Plug. The thing is, when I came back to Danville and I started in education, I was a TA, but I had like all my degrees up, and I had like all my paraphernalia up, or CAU, or all the things, because I wanted them to feel that, right? I wanted to be right smack dab in their face.
You definitely feel that coming into your classroom. You see the culture of pride. This is my experience of coming in. I'm talking the first time I came in. You saw the pride of being a woman in a Black Greek organization, being a woman who went to a historical Black college, a university, from Danville. So I want to specify from Danville, right? So Danville, smaller than Champaign. This is, small. However, coming into your room for someone who's never been there, had never been into Urbana High School at all, I felt like she took pride in the paths that was in front of her, or technically at that point behind her, or she was in at that moment. And it gave me pride as a Black woman. I am not a member of her Greek letter organization, but my grandmother was. And so it made me kind of feel very ooey gooey in the inside. I hope that don't sound bad, but whatever. That, she's a part of that same organization. And then look at her, right? Look how amazing she is. So it definitely gives you the extra sauce. Mm-hmm. Just be honest with you. Mm-hmm. It gives you extra sauce. And so, but then now she's taking that, and I'm going to use the word spew. I know that people like to use it negative, but spewing that across the generation under us who really need it, but also who want it. Even if it's a little bit. Correct. Even if it's just a little crack in the door, they kind of want to see what's in there. She's doing that.
So I had said all that to say is that the coach prior to me, it's not that they were not doing great things. They were doing good things. But as a Black woman coming from HBCU culture and not a cheerleader at all, I know the importance of them learning that style as well, because it's not taught heavily up here. We in the Midwest. It's a down south thing. So now that social media, the internet, all those different things are now being shown heavier in like social world, a lot of people are taking said traditions and said styles and not following the blueprint. So it's harder for a lot of our young Black females to try out for these said teams in the collegiate level because they were not given the skill level that they need. So I say that to say, no, I was not a cheerleader. No, I did not cheer at HBCU. I didn't dance on the HBCU line. But one thing that I can do is I know a lot of people. I have a lot of resources. And if I can't teach you something or give you something, I'm going to reach out to those people to come in and pour into them. Mm-hmm. I am going to learn what I need to learn to get you to a certain level and then pass you on to somebody else so you can continue to elevate. And I feel like all of this is what I'm saying is what me and you both stand on. So the fact that we are diving now into this feeder program with the younger kids to flow not only into our middle school and high school, but into the to Unit 4s.
Correct. So we all, I want to make this very loud and clear. This is not just about Urbana School District. Clearly, we work for the district. At first I didn't want to say the name, but my thing is catching on social media. You're gonna see it anyway. It is what it is. However, this is important across the board because my thing is, when we are going to a team, I want to be able to see heat.
Correct.
Right? We coming out. Okay. I want to see heat. That's just point blank period. Right? So with that being said, it's important for us to cultivate that. So then they can go into Edison, Franklin, Jefferson, Centennial, Central, Novak, I don't know, Judah, Christian, I don't know. Okay? It's important for everybody to get a piece of that. Okay? So then when Urbana High and Central High come together, that joke will rock you. Some little girls like, I want to do that. Because that's exactly what is happening. Okay?
Correct.
Period. Now, y'all, we gotta get off this live. Our session is over, and we appreciate y'all love and support. We got some followers. We got views across the board. We'll see y'all rocking with us. Okay, y'all, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, which is Coaching Counts Podcast. Okay, where we are cultivating the community with coaching. All right, y'all, we sweet. So just don't forget, it's not in us, it's on us. Period.
I don't know which one in first. Let's end this one.